Hi, I'm Buddy Biancalana with Perfect Mind, Perfect Motion. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a former Major League Baseball player with the Kansas City Royals and Houston Astros. And it was with the Kansas City Royals in the 1985 World Series where I had an extraordinary experience where I entered the zone and everything slowed down and I had great, just tremendous fluidity at shortstop and I hit better than I'd ever hit. And a year and a half later, I was out of the big leagues. I couldn't figure out how to do what it was that I did in that World Series, and time was up. But from that experience, I developed the belief that somehow, if you experience something once, you should be able to experience it on a more regular basis. And my intuition was proven right when I met my current partner, Stephen Yellen, who was a former tennis champion in the state of Florida 30 years ago, a little over 30 years ago now. And he went on to play #1 singles at University of Pennsylvania. And Stephen, over the course of teaching tennis and golf for 30 years, has come up with a systematic way to teach what it is we experience by chance, but we're able to do it by design. And that's what we're doing. There are 3 themes when an athlete in any sport is playing his or her best. 1 is time just slows down. You have a lot more time. 2, the intellect shuts down. You're not thinking at all. And 3, the motion becomes very fluid and effortless and even more powerful. And the reason is that these fast twitch muscles in the fingers, the hands, and the wrist, and the forearm become very, very enlivened as a byproduct of what we teach. Now, it's what the great players do naturally. The great players don't need us. But those hitters that are able to make last split-second decisions or adjustments on a curveball, slider, running fastball, or a tennis player who's going to go down the line and all of a sudden he sees his opponent hug the line at the last split-second, he goes cross-court. And the reason he's able to do that is these fast-twitch muscles become very, very enlivened. And that's all a byproduct of what's taking place in the mind. And sports is all about motion, and motion is all about the muscles. And we've come up with a systematic way to set up these conditions so these muscles are super fluid and an athlete in any sport can make last split-second adjustments. So we're not sports psychologists. All of our work takes place on the field. We're not analyzing someone's thoughts. We just use drills and concepts and understandings, and we've been having great success. We're working with 2 Major League Baseball teams. We just did a demonstration that went extremely well with our first NBA team. We've got a PGA golfer who's won 8 tournaments over the years. He's improved his cut-making percentages this year by 50%. We've worked in the tennis world. So we're having wonderful success. And so what it is we teach is there's certain laws of nature. One law of nature is water boils at 212 degrees. And if you try and boil water at 200 degrees, you're not going to get the desired result until you align with the law of nature, turn up the fire, and you get boiling water every time. Well, there are also laws of motion, which we've come to understand. We didn't create them by no means. We're not that good. But we understand these laws of motion, and more importantly, we understand how to align an athlete with these laws of motion. And when that occurs, the chances for the desired result increase dramatically. And it's the reason we have a professional hitter this year hitting 109 points higher than last year. And it's the reason we had 4 professional hitters combined last year to hit 317 points higher than their previous season. And what we find is if you break down an athlete's performance in 3 categories, very good, average, and poor, what we're finding quite often that poor category is erased and they just start to play up on this level. Now, we're not going to create the bionic athlete, but we're just increasing the chances for success by aligning the athlete with these laws of motion. It's very, very simple. And we would love the opportunity to give you a demonstration or work with some of your players. So look forward to speaking, and thank you for your time.